So I'm in the presence this morning with South African international Steven Pienaar. Many of us would know him from seeing him at the English Premiership level, playing for Everton, Tottenham Hotspur, and he really has been an iconic figure in African football. Steven has agreed to join this new venture being led by Chris Anderson, the Islands Cup Open. He's set to be one of the franchise players for the combined Islands team in 2021. Steven, thanks for being with us this morning.
Thanks for having me, Sean. I'm really excited. Looking forward to the cup, the Open Caribbean Cup. It's, when I got a call from one of my former teammates, in Young, and he explained to me the whole situation about the Open Caribbean Cup, and it was quite interesting. When he explained it to me, and he said, "Listen, Chris will give you a call," and I had a long chat with Chris about the whole opening cup, about the Caribbean stuff. And for me, to decide, when I was talking to him, it already went to my mind. I want to be part of it because for the region, firstly, it's very important, to promote football in the Caribbean. There's a lot of talent if you look around, and most of the players, Caribbean players, some of them choose to play for European countries. So, there is talent, it just needs to be nurtured and start giving it more exposure.
Steven, you've answered my first question already, so you're making my job easier. But generally, when you heard about this, what was the first thing that really ran through your mind in terms of, okay, coming to the Caribbean, we're in a pandemic right now. I don't know what the situation is like where you are in terms of football and activities and what the public is allowed to do, what athletes are allowed to do. But I see this as a perfect time for Caribbean football to have that opportunity to enter a new phase, enter a new level, especially with the input of persons like yourself coming in from outside of the Caribbean region, guys who've played at the highest level and who can now continue playing and enjoying the game, but bringing that element of, their input, being able to take football in the region to a different level. How do you feel about that?
For me, when I first spoke to Chris, something played back in my mind about Africa. If you can basically compare the two continents together, for me, there's not a lot of African football. There's a lot of players coming to Europe. They play, but the development, the grassroots level of developing in Africa, and I'm sure in the Caribbean is the same. The people that's above the government, the football association, they tend to forget about the development. You have to lay the foundation, and for me, there was when I spoke to Chris, I was like, wow, this is something this will be something big, to be part of the start of it, and to promote football in a region, and also to start giving it more exposure to the world in general. I think it's a great start, and for the development of the region, it will be something good. A lot of former players that played in Europe to go out there and start promoting it, and people will start take notice and start laying the foundations for grassroots development, and to develop the region in general.
Yeah, you're quite right about that. In terms of the similarities as well, I was fortunate to travel with the Trinidad and Tobago national team to South Africa for a friendly international way back in 2003. Then I returned for the World Cup in 2010, where I had a stint working in the World Cup itself. And we've been to places like Nigeria with our under-20 men's team, Botswana, Kenya. And when you look at how things are arranged at the grassroots level and also at the league level, domestic league football, very much similar. I think the conditions also may be a little bit similar in some regards, in terms of the resources that are available. We have in the Caribbean now, things are picking up in terms of the quality of stadiums, And I think what Chris is trying to do now with this Islands Cup Open is really to bring franchise football into the region. But in terms of professionalism and club football, the Caribbean is lacking that right now. Yes, we have a lot of international football taking place in terms of World Cup qualifying, Gold Cup qualifying, Nations League. You have teams such as Jamaica, Haiti, Guadeloupe, Martinique, Trinidad and Tobago that are doing good things. Curacao is also doing good things right now on the world stage. But club football has been missing something, and hopefully we, with the input of persons like yourself in this venture, it's going to really propel our club football and by extension international football to higher heights. In terms of your involvement, you've stopped playing at that professional level in England, but you see this as an opportunity to really get back in there and show what you still have in the legs.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, now that I've stopped, I still play amateur football here in Holland. I'm also coaching in the youth academy at Ajax Amsterdam. So for me, the transition from playing to coaching, it's a big step, and I'm learning. But like I said, I'm keeping fit. That's the most important thing for me. As a lot of players, when they stop playing football, I don't know, they just go into a zone where they forget about how you've been living for the last 20 years, training, eating properly. And for myself, I always said, if I want to become a coach, I have to look in shape so the players can, when you start telling players you're overweight, they have to look at you. You have to be an example to the players. And that's why I've kept playing, training, almost every day, and the legs are still going strong. Hopefully I can show when I go out there that I can still play on a decent level. But the most important thing is, like I said, it's all about promoting football in a region, and I'm sure a lot of players that will go out there, it's all about giving the Caribbean the exposure to the world, and also the young players in the Caribbean to get it feeling how to play with players that are really professional, how they prepare themselves for games and for their careers. That's and for me that's important, to go out there and also show the professionalism, what's expected from players to go on and play at a high level.
Of course. Have you been to the Caribbean before?
Yeah, it's to be honest, it's my favorite place to go on holiday to. Last year I was in Curacao with my family. I normally go to the Dominican Republic quite a lot. I've been to the Barbados a couple of times with my family. So yeah, the kids they love the Caribbean, and for me it's it's paradise, to go out there. So yeah. So, only place I haven't been to is Jamaica. It's the only place that's on my wish list.
Very good. So hopefully this opportunity will give you a chance to visit some of these other islands. So you're very familiar with the Caribbean conditions. That's good. That's good. So I think based on that, it was a no-brainer for you to make this decision, right?
Yeah, obviously you have to be prepared to wherever you go. You must know the history of the places that you go to, the environment you're going to, the conditions. And for me, it's like it's almost like going back home to South Africa. It's quite similar, so it won't be a strange place to go to.
Of course, Steven, I would like for you to just recall for me what a bit of your journey was like before you had that opportunity to enter the professional ranks, to play in England. What was it like for you growing up as a youngster, seeking such opportunities and grabbing those opportunities? Because it could be a similar story for players in the Caribbean now who are going to, embrace what is being handed down to them in 2021 through the Islands Cup Open. In a sense, it will be a message from you to them to compare your journey as to what may be the foreseeable future for them.
Yeah, for me, how I started was, as a growing up with a single mom, two siblings. The only thing for me was when my mom bought me my first soccer ball, and she gave it to me, and I was always busy with it all the time. I didn't care about anything else, but she was quite, African mothers, school is the most important thing. And she always hammered on that, and I just decided football was for me, and school is also important. But I got an opportunity from just playing for my local team. One of a coach came, just without us knowing, and he came and he started talking to the team and told me, listen, there's a school of excellence that's going to open in Johannesburg. um, this is the kind of players I need. I need two players that are willing to go and trial. And for me, without telling my mother, I jumped in a train as a 12-year-old boy, not knowing where I was going. Started planning the route, how I'm going to travel. Went with my friend, just two 12-year-old boys traveling in a train for almost 2 hours, going for trials. Yeah, got out of the train and there was almost 500 kids, you know, and speaking different languages. I just got on the field and I told myself, this is me. This is, even if I get 5 minutes, I have to show what I can do. And that's how my journey started. I got selected to join the School of Excellence at one of the best football schools in South Africa at the time. I spent 5 years there, just developing football, going to school. And yeah, I got selected to play for the under 17 national team while I was at the school. And for me, that was the start. I was always a fan of the Dutch football at the time at the school, because we got to watch a lot of football when I was at the school. And I told myself, one day I want to play in Europe. I want to play in Holland. And, just putting that in my mind, I kept on reminding myself, Holland is my destination. I don't want to play in South Africa. And I got an opportunity to come for trials while I was playing for the under 17 national team at Ajax. And first time I came, I spent 2 weeks. They had a look at me, sent me back to South Africa. They told me they'll monitor my situation, how am I developing in the next year. I never lost my faith. I kept believing I will make it. First time, if it's a rejection, I'll just have to keep working hard. And then I got an opportunity to join Ajax Cape Town. That's when Ajax Amsterdam joined forces with two teams in South Africa.
Right.
And then I got a referral letter to Ajax Cape Town from Ajax Amsterdam asking how is this young boy doing. They've never heard of me because I was in Johannesburg at the time. But then they sent one of the scouts out to watch me play for the national team under 17. And straight after the game, I signed up for my first professional contract for Ajax Cape Town. But that was the first step. And I told my mom, I said, listen, without you even knowing that I signed a professional contract at the time, but this is just a start. My dream is to go to Holland. And I joined Ajax Cape Town during January, just after the winter break. The coach never saw me play. First week I trained with the team, he included me in the first team to actually, as a 16-year-old boy, to sit on a bench in a professional league. That was a start, and I kept working. And after 4 months at a club, we came back to Holland with the under-19s to play a tournament. And for me, that was my opportunity to show again after my first rejection from Ajax Amsterdam that I was not good enough. Played in a tournament, and I got offered a 5.5-year contract after the tournament. So that was a start. And I always put it in my head: if you dream big, don't just think about tomorrow. Think about the years coming. Always keep it in your mind. And as a South African boy, the first step was Holland. Everyone, I think, around the world wants to play in the Premier League. So, developing myself, just pushing. Got an opportunity to join Man City while I was at Ajax Amsterdam. I didn't take it, the first opportunity, because I told myself it's my dream, but I wasn't ready at the time. So I moved to Germany to prepare myself for the Premier League, spend a year in Germany, and yeah, when my break came to join Everton, I took it with both hands, and I told myself now is the time that I was ready. So yeah, it was a long journey for me, from playing in the streets in Johannesburg, end up playing in the Premier League. That was the proudest moment, of my career.
Well, what a journey. I'm pretty sure at the time of your train ride, your mom might have been thinking, well, what is going on here? But after that, based on your progress, she probably didn't have any issues at all. She didn't mind because she would have been.
No, she didn't even know where I went to the whole day. I only got back around about 7 at night, leaving the house 7 in the morning. I came back. I got accepted to the school. Never told her anything. When I finished I don't know, my primary school, I had to go to high school. She registered me with one of the schools in the neighborhood. And the day when the school started, I told her I'm not going to school. I'm going to a different school. She wasn't happy at all. She almost dragged me out to to take me to school. But then 3 days after, I was just sitting at home. I thought, was I making this up? Am I going to join the School of Excellence? And then finally we got a call, and the coach said he's picking me up personally and taking me to the school. So my mom was quite shocked. She didn't want me to go, as a young boy leaving home to go to a boarding school. It was tough for her, but she allowed me because the coach promised her that school work is going to be important. So yeah, at the end of the day, it worked in my favor.
That's quite a story, quite a story, and I'm certain that when you get to the Caribbean, people are going to be very interested in soaking up whatever they can from you, both on and off the field of play. So we're really looking forward to that. When you look at the context of football right now, on a global stage, I'm sure now have a little more interest as to what is taking place in CONCACAF. No more football is going to be played for the rest of the year because of the pandemic. How have you been? What's it been like for you during this pandemic in terms of the restrictions? The activities that you're allowed to engage in, and what you're not allowed to. What's it like where you are right now?
At the moment, it's quite we almost back to normal. Yeah, in Holland. Obviously, when it first started, it was for everyone it was a shock. Safety was important. The health of people around you is still important now. We're still taking the same steps that we took back then in March. You keep your distance. Make sure you wash your hands, sanitize. You know, not a lot of people allowed in certain areas. Like even now, when we do training with a club, we're not allowed to shake hands with the players. You still have to keep your distance, wear your mask when you're out on the streets. But this side, it's quite relaxed. Things are slowly getting back to normal. We're starting playing competitive matches again. So yeah, in some parts. It is difficult. We still, we still have to respect one another as human beings. Like I said, health is important of everyone around you, and it's basically just following the rules of washing your hands, wear your mask, social distance is important, and as long as people are keeping to that arrangements, I think, we can all, start moving on, and stay safe.
All right, that's good to hear that there is progress being made. Stephen, I would like you to just leave us with a message for those in the Caribbean and those who will be coming from outside of the Caribbean for Islands Cup Open in 2021. Basically, say to them, what to expect, how they should embrace the opportunity being presented to them, and generally looking forward to Islands Cup Open in 2021.
First of all, I'll say to everyone, wash your hands, wear your mask, keep your social distance. That's important for everyone in the Caribbean, and also people coming out. And obviously for me personally and for the people that are going, I think it's going to be a different vibe out there. The experience is going to be unbelievable, especially for us as visitors, and also for the local people. You know, it's we have to make a spectacle about the whole event. So I just want to say I'm looking forward to it, and I'm sure every other one, the other player that's going out there, they're all looking forward to it. And you know, put give an input back to the youth players out there and help them to realize there is a career that they can make out of it.
Perfect. I just want to go back on one thing here with regards to the South Africa 2010 World Cup. What sort of impact you think that had on the nation as a whole, on football in South Africa, and basically allowing youths in South Africa to realize that their dreams can be real, can be achieved? What sort of impact you think that had on South Africa, the World Cup in 2010?
First of all, it brought everyone together as a country. You know, South Africa, we had our issues in the past with apartheid, but the main thing was everyone was positive. It gave uh, young kids that opportunity, like you said, to dream big. You know, and it brought a lot of stability back, that people can start believing that through football, through sports in general, you can bring people together and, you know, make a life of it. And like they say, football is it brings even you can put guns if there's a war somewhere and it's all about football, it brings people together. And that's what the World Cup did to South Africa. You know, brought everyone back into that good vibe, loving one another again. So yeah, it's sports is very important to to
Yeah.
human beings.
Of course. Stephen, it's been an absolute pleasure speaking to you. I want to thank you for your time. Surely we're looking forward to having you in the Caribbean with us next year. And I want to wish you the best in terms of safety and health. And I hope you continue to enjoy doing what you're doing in Holland right now and transfer that over the waters to the Caribbean in 2021. Good?
Yeah, definitely. And also to the guys in the Caribbean, I want to say stay safe, stay healthy. See you guys next year.
Good. Perfect. Thanks a lot. See you. We'll be in touch.
Cheers. Take
Yeah,
care.
thank you.